Hey guys, we should be live. We should be live now. Just gonna check the channel, make sure that we are indeed live, and that we're about to do this live Q&A. Oh, yep, we are 100% live, which is good, because that means... Oh, yep, the ads are up and running too. That's always nice to see that when you accept monetization on your YouTube live stream, that they decide to actually put ads on it. That's good. What? TikTok advertising on my live streams. Cool. Anyway, guys, welcome to the live Q&A. This is the official live Q&A where I answer your questions. Kind of the whole point of a Q&A. But yeah, basically I'm going to be answering all of your guys' questions about the Plague Loop 1, as well as talking about what you can expect in the future, aka what you can expect from the rest of this year, and maybe even looking into a little bit of next year, depending. I feel like I could do that another time. Everyone's saying hi, so that's good. But yeah, we got this live Q&A up and running now, so we're gonna go ahead answer some questions from you guys. So basically, the way that you guys, if you don't know already, the way to get into these live Q&As is basically on my Instagram page. I always, before doing these live streams, put up some nice little question tabs so that you guys can actually send me in questions, and I then save the questions and then answer them on this live stream. I do sometimes look at the chat and answer some questions from the chat, but this time I believe we're pretty much sold on the question side of things. So we got plenty of questions this time. So I might answer your question if you put it in the chat, but I might also not, because we are kind of pressed for time right now, and I do want to make sure that this goes up tonight, and I don't want to be doing a New Year's live stream on the 25th of February. So, yeah. So basically, we're going to go ahead and get into the actual questions in a minute, but we're going to go ahead and go over the structure of what's happening. So I'm going to go ahead and read out some questions first. I'll read out the first block of questions, and then I'm going to go ahead and basically... So yeah, first block of questions, I'm going to answer them. Then I'm going to go ahead and look over some things we got at the top here. We got search terms, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to go answer the second big block of questions, and then after that I will then go ahead and talk about the future of what's going to be happening this year, and possibly a little bit beyond. I may, it depends what mood I'm in, to how much I will actually reveal on this live stream about the future projects, because we do have quite a lot of projects coming this year, and we do have quite a late start on projects this year, because obviously the Plague Loop 1 came out December last year, so but we do have a project in the works, which is very, very close to being out, and that is the next short film, but I will talk a little bit more on that in a little bit. So yeah, hope you guys are all doing good and are ready for this live Q&A, because it's going to be cool, like every other live Q&A I've ever done on this channel. These are getting like a really, really common thing on my channel now. I actually hopped off another live stream. I was watching another live stream because another channel was, funny enough, another channel dropped basically an episode of their series tonight, and they did a live Q&A. So I've hopped off of their live Q&A to come and do my own live Q&A. So it's actually pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. But why am I on YouTube Studio? I don't know. Sometimes I confuse myself with what I'm doing. But yeah, we're literally live right now. So at the same time as well. So pretty cool. Actually, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put up an Instagram story to show that I am live for you guys. So that the people on Instagram know that I am live. So there we go. Yo guys, I am live right now on YouTube and doing a live Q&A for the Plague Loop 1. So go ahead and join the live stream right now, ask some questions in the chat, and yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Okay, that's cool. Right, whack that on the story, and let's begin with this live stream. So yeah, that's basically the structure of tonight's Q&A, live Q&A. Just waiting for this story to post. Right, I think it'll post in its own time. Right, let's get on with the questions, because I know there is a fair few questions here, and there is a hell of a lot of questions there. Okay, cool. Let's go through the first couple of questions. So the first questions are, so the first one is, are there any alternative titles that you had in mind other than The Plague Loop? And to be honest, the way that I kind of structure my films is I do tend to come up with the titles around the same time as I come up with the basic concept. So The Plague Loop tends to be is basically a lot to do with the concept of the actual film. So there's this kind of loop where basically the main character is stuck with the plague monster, and they can't escape this loop, and they kind of need to break out of the loop to sort of be free. So basically, no, there was not any alternative. I came up with this idea back in, I believe it was like 2019, 2018, quite a long time ago. We're going back a good couple of years when I actually came up with this idea. It stemmed from a concept of me wanting to do a couple of dark horror films. I wanted to do stuff specifically very dark horror. I wanted to basically create something that was very different from all the horror stuff that's out there already, and I wanted to mix the whole supernatural feel of horror with a classic murderer slash serial killer vibe of horror too. And I think this just really does mix the two together quite well, actually, in a way that I don't think any other film has ever done. That's why I think The Plague Loop is just such a unique set of films, because it does really do things a lot differently from any other horror film that is out there. So, I think it's pretty cool. Did you take any inspiration from any creators or existing films? Now, this is actually quite funny, because a lot of people would think, okay, you're doing a horror film, you're going to take inspiration from horror films, right? Well, I didn't actually take any inspiration from any of the big horror films that most people would know, because I wanted to do something drastically different from them. So why would I go and take sort of inspiration from them? And I wanted to pull this in a very different direction, and I was looking for a main villain for these films, and I just so basically at the time back in 2019 was watching a YouTube series called I Remain. It was part of the Plague Doctor series on YouTube by a creator who went by the name of Maysto Media, and he's a pretty small YouTuber. And he works with the other YouTuber called McJuggernuggets, and basically they did like some stuff together. And he went off and did his own series, which basically was about It was like it was like a real life series mixed with other stuff that went back to sort of cinematic stuff, and basically they went to these this sort of abandoned tunnel network location, and then they run into the Plague Doctor and all that kind of stuff. Now, basically, the concept of the Plague Doctor I think is a really, really cool idea, but they did it with like a small little plastic mask and stuff. And what I wanted for this film is I wanted just a really, really high quality, very professional, um, cinematic look to it. So I didn't want this just like little cheap plastic mask to put on, because I just didn't think it fit the theme. So I was just sort of scrolling through looking for Plague Doctor masks, sorry, and then obviously we call it the Plague Monster because he's technically is kind of a monster in this. It fits the description a lot better. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent there. But basically, we were scrolling through looking at the Plague Doctor costumes and stuff like that, and the costume came in 3 different pieces. So you've got the mask, which I went for a very black leather gothic look. I think that really, really suits it. And I wanted it all black specifically because I knew this was going to be a very, very dark storyline. And I wanted, also to reflect that with the dark colour grading throughout the entire film, which was done very, very well throughout the entire film. So basically, the dark colour grading, the dark mask, everything sort of fits up. It's like this scary kind of gothic feel to it, which is kind of nightmare inducing, I think. But basically, we had the mask, and then we had the full body sort of robe, which was basically from a Grim Reaper set. It came with a scythe too, but we just didn't use the scythe. It looked really crappy as well. It was like it's just a plastic scythe. So I threw that somewhere. It's somewhere in the attic or something. But basically that disappeared, and then we kept the full costume. And I thought, you know what? We need like a cape for this, because I think that would just be like a cool idea. Because I was like, I want different parts, different layers. I want this whole costume to look really unique and different. So I ended up getting the gloves and also the cape, and that's kind of like the 3 parts. And the whole Plague Monster costume altogether costs probably about £40 to £50 because I got it all separately. So it's a very unique costume that could not be really replicated because the pieces are currently not in stock. So it's really a one-of-a-kind costume. But yeah, that's interesting. How did you come up with the artwork? Yeah, basically I thought, well, this film, how I usually come up with the concepts for the artwork is I look at the film and I'm like, what are the key parts of the film? What are the key elements? And then I throw them all together and make this like cool thing. And then obviously shout out to Nat, Natalie Art on Instagram. You'll probably be able to find it. It's probably linked all over the place, and it's in the credits of the film actually, so you'll be able to find that. But yeah, obviously she does all the amazing artwork for the films, and again, it's really, really cool. I love the artwork for this film, and it really is amazing. I genuinely love it, and it fits the style of the film so well, and I'm just so pleased with how it came out as well. It's really, really cool. What can we expect from Plague Loop 2? I'm not really going to say anything about Plague Loop 2. I don't want to leak anything. I don't want to tease anything because it's too far off now. We still have months left until this film comes out. So I think I will tease you a little bit closer to the time. We'll have another live Q&A before then, so I might tease you a bit then with some cool stuff from the Plague Loop 2. But what can you expect? Expect a sequel to the Plague Loop 1. There we go. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and check on the chat right now and see how you guys are doing. So we are still in a, oh, we have had a lot of things. It's so interesting. Yes, for real. The artwork, yes, the artwork was very, very good. I'm drawing your character too. Yes. Spoilers. Spoilers. Katie is taking the lead role for the next Plague Loop film. That will be fully and professionally announced, but I just thought I might throw that out there, just as a little thing. So yeah, I'm gonna go back out and into this so I can like properly refresh the live chat. So I'm gonna be doing a load of other questions very, very soon. Yeah, so cool. I know we have leaks in the chat. Can't be leaking information in the chat about the next films, upcoming films. Danby Enterprises lawsuits pending. But yeah, that is pretty cool. Anyway, right, let's go ahead and check out some stuff, because I thought I'd just for fun Google like Danby YT official and see what comes up, because we have done a little bit of a while. We've had 2 months since the last one. Oh yeah, my new video comes up. That is a good start. That is a good start. First things coming up are the new videos. That's a very, very good start. There's some other cool things. College life. Haven't seen that pop up for a good while. Funny enough, I was in talks with one of the cast members from College Life. I don't know if you guys remember him. His name was Sam. Sam, the sound man. Also Sam, the drug dealer man. Yeah, so I was in talks with him going back the other day actually, and we were talking about College Life and stuff, and we were like, we need to do a sequel. We need to do things like that. We need to bring back the College Life cast, and we need to make something cool. Like Sam Cookie the legend. Yes. Yeah, no, he's doing his own thing now, which I think is pretty cool. But we definitely need to get him back on the channel. Like, I feel like that is something that we need to do. We need to get him back on the channel. Like, I'm making that executive decision. And I've already kind of asked a few things and stuff, so we'll see what happens, guys. We're not going to be revealing too much about anything that I really don't know about, but yeah, that was kind of fun. That was somebody who I haven't actually talked to for for like literally months and months, and then we just got into conversation and then started talking about the work and stuff. Apparently he still actually watches the College Life stuff, so that's actually pretty cool. The cast does actually come back to watch their stuff, which is always quite nice. Sam the speed dealer, yeah. I believe it was me. Did I? Yeah, I definitely, yeah, I came up with the whole speed thing through the endless behind the scenes which we have for that that interactive short film. But yeah, no, we got loads of little cool bits. This video comes up a lot for when you search my stuff. Don't know why, it's very irrelevant. compared to all my other stuff. But yeah, we move. And then obviously I searched up Danby Enterprises. Obviously, we have quite a lot of stuff with Danby Enterprises because obviously it is the whole company name. So we obviously have quite a lot involved with that, as you can see by the entire page being filled with my stuff. But we have Infested, the trailer, the brand new trailer, which if you guys haven't watched it, go ahead and watch the Infested trailer. It's coming very, very soon. It's in the editing process right now, and I've been working on it, so hopefully we should get it premiering very, very soon. We do actually have a date for it, which the release date is in the trailer, so go ahead and watch that. But yeah, we got quite a lot of things. We got like, oh, that's fun. We got the exclusive rough cuts popping up there now, which is good because that's interesting. The Infected worldwide premiere. That's cool. That's cool. No, we got quite a few bits on there, which is quite nice to see. And obviously we got the channel, which I'm going to get up, so it looks pretty cool. And yeah, we got just hit 26.5k subscribers on YouTube too. Slow clap in the chat. Clapping emojis in the chat. Yep. That's so cool. But yeah, guys, we're still growing on YouTube. We're still making content. So if you're not already subscribed, what are you doing? Do not know. Now is probably the best time. Like, honestly, if I'm going to be talking, like, honestly right here, now is probably the best time to subscribe. Like, the channel is growing pretty steadily. We have a massive year. Like, a huge year. So much is happening this year. And I can't stress that enough. We have so much going on this year. So much that I can't talk about. So much that will not be released until, like, the second half of this year, after like my birthday and stuff. So we have genuinely so much going on this year. Like, now is probably the best time more than ever to join Team Dan and become a part of the family. You know, subscribe to the channel because, you know, realistically we're just doing like massive things on the channel. Like, if we look at the last videos alone, you can see we've got like so many cool videos going on here. We've got like the hide and seek challenges. We got, by the way, guys, a little update. There won't be a challenge video in March. I have 2 coming in April though, so I'm making up for it. So it's just because of the schedules, and I've got a lot of filming to do. We're basically on quite a lot of shoots going through March because we have a load of shoots that we have to get finished for April. Because in April, I am supposed to be editing the next big project. So, a lot of pressure. But no, I'll still be uploading as usual. It's just a lot of pressure because we have literally like 4 uploads a week now. So we're grinding out like 4 uploads a week. And as you can see, the videos aren't short. We've got like 19, 20-minute videos, 25-minute videos, 30 minutes. Like, these are pretty decent sized, and grinding out 4 of them is every single week, plus shooting a film. It's a lot. I'm not gonna lie, but I've done it many times before, so it's not gonna be too much of an issue for Danby Enterprises or Danby YT Official, whichever you want to call me. Yeah. 66k views on the TGF Pro Extreme Driving video news report. People actually buy this. People think this is a news report, by the way. Like, I don't know if I've ever addressed this, but people genuinely think this is a news report. Like, that I'm some presenter from BBC News. Like, imagine. That would be, like, if the BBC ever let me onto their BBC News set, they fucked up big time. I'm just saying, because if I presented BBC News, it'd be a bombshell. It would just implode like a specific set of towers. Ooh. Yeah, this is why you can't let me on like national TV, because jokes get out of hand. Boom. Boom. Literally boom. But no. We have a lot of big projects. I'm surprised with how many videos we have. So many videos over 10,000 views. Can you drop any hints about filming locations for the Plague Loop 2? Wait until the trailer, guys. Wait until the trailer. I want to keep everything as under wraps as possible with this stuff, because at the end of the day, we are like actually making films. We're genuinely a professional film company right now, and we are like genuinely aiming to make professional grade films. So obviously I want to keep this all like under wraps. I want to keep it all on the low until the time, because realistically we still have probably 4 or 5 months until the actual film comes out. So I feel like it's too early to be like revealing things and stuff, other than it's actually gonna happen. I haven't even released like the month that it's coming out yet, so we're very early days on that project as a whole. But obviously, shooting's gonna still happen very, very very, very quickly now. Obviously we gotta like get into production side of things quite a lot too. So, but I think this is like another thing, like people really don't understand how much effort and how long it takes to make a film. Like, a lot of film companies take a lot longer than we do to make films too, because we just condense everything down, and we just like completely hammer the film, and that's just how we get it done to a high quality, but also in a appropriate time to meet the actual deadline of the release date of the film, because that's going to be very much set in stone when we drop the trailer. So obviously we need the release date to come out with the trailer, and then obviously that's when things can start like finally coming out, when we can start like properly announcing things, kind of. I feel like the trailer's the big one, but until the trailer, I don't really want to say much. I don't want to leak anything. I don't want to like, yeah, I just don't want to like go there and like leak anything, because I feel like you guys would be surprised about how the approach that we're taking with the Plague Loop 2. It's a very different approach to the first Plague Loop film, but there are still things that do join up, and stuff like that. So obviously, I don't want to say too much, but that is kind of like the general feel of things. Anyway, now on to the second load of beautiful questions, and then we're going to go on to other stuff. Here we go. So the first question is from this part. What is your favourite part of the film? So my favourite part of the film is actually the ending. I'm not even going to lie, I really, really like the ending and how it came out, because I was very, very like, I didn't know how the strobe lights would look on the camera, and I didn't actually do any tests beforehand, so I was very much like up in the air. I was like, oh my god, what's going to happen? Is this going to look really, really bad, and then we're going to have to come up with another idea? But no, we got the strobe lights set up, and it came out perfectly, like exactly how I wanted it to. It looks great on camera, and that was like so nice. What was your favourite part to work on? And the whole film was super good. But again, like, that first revealing scene, the first shot of the plague monster, which is actually used in the thumbnail too. There is a very similar shot in the thumbnail. So that shot was really, really nice. How did you come up with ideas for the Plague Loop films? How did they come to you? Basically, basically for each film I wanted to do something very, very different, and again, I'm not going to say too much, we're in the first film, but for this film specifically, I wanted one method of death to be very, very prominent in that, and that is strangulation, and obviously where the noose comes into it, etc. And fun fact, actually, that actually ties up the loose ends from the Decibels of Time. It ties up all the loose ends from other films too, where the noose was found originally. So that actually ties up all the loose ends. So that's pretty cool little Easter eggs for you guys. Give yourself honest feedback on your first Plague Loop film. Honestly, I did actually really, really like it. I thought the runtime was a little shorter than what I wanted. But I'm not going to go ahead and throw in a load of extra scenes and basically shit talk to lengthen out a film. I'm not going to do that. If I've written stuff that's going to happen too quickly, that's what's basically happened. But no, I would have liked the film to be a bit longer. But apart from that, I think we're all pretty much good on that one. What genres did you write to fit this into? Horror, 100%. I want these Plague Loop films to be horror films, because I've done a lot of sci-fi stuff. I've done a lot of action-y kind of stuff. So I wanted just a pure horror film. I wanted something that was going to be creepy and scary, and I've never done like full-on horror before, so I'm really, really happy with how it came out, actually. So, yeah. Do you think the characters you created sorry, my friends. Do you think the characters you created for this will be some of your most memorable yet? Yes, I do think they're going to be pretty cool. I think for the first time with characters and stuff, I want to keep them to this saga too. Like, we had the whole Mirror Man saga where we had a lot of characters and stuff, and yes, possibly some of the Mirror Man saga characters may return in the future, but I really, really want to keep these self-contained. I want to keep these characters contained to this saga, with this stuff happening, and this sort of one universe. So I want to keep this all very contained, and do sort of like the opposite of what we're doing with the Mirror Man saga. Were you inspired by anything that already exists? Yes, I already did go over this, but the Maisto Media content was definitely a big part in this. Is there anything new you have done in this film that you didn't do in the past films? It could be like filming, editing, writing, or anything. Yes, so obviously with writing, obviously the dark horror content. I don't think I've written a film this dark before, as well. So obviously taking a darker, more serious tone. With the editing, I obviously made the color palette very, very dark for this film. I really, really like the dark, grungy look of this film. So that's another thing that I really, really like. And filming aspects, I really like the shots. I did like the shot compositions and stuff like that. A lot of the shots are very, very creative. We have like shots through trees, very, very high up shots. We have quite a lot of everything in here, so I'm actually quite happy with that. And if so, we continue doing them. Yes, 100%. All of that stuff that we're doing now is going to be carried over into the other Plague Loop films. And yeah. What scene do you feel is the strongest in this film? I think obviously the ending is very, very powerful. and also that one scene where Lucy confronts the plague monster. It's just, I think that is quite a powerful and abrupt start to the first scene of the plague monster, because I feel like you're not expecting it. Like, Lucy's just walking through the woods and then bang, plague monster is there, and you're throwing into this whole new scenario of like, oh, okay, what's going on, sort of thing. Do you prefer acting or being the cameraman in this? Definitely the camera work. Like, the acting part of this, I don't have to do a lot in this. I've taken the back seat when it comes to acting for the Plague Loop 1, 100%. I'm not in many scenes at all. I'm in like 2 scenes in the Plague Loop 1, and both of them I'm masked, so but I did really enjoy the camera work for this. I did really think that was definitely my best camera work yet. What did you want the audience to feel while watching this film? Just like generically, I wanted them to build a kind of character relationship with Lucy, but also kind of follow Lucy on her story throughout this film. Are there any Easter eggs or hidden messages? Yes, there are technically Easter eggs and hidden messages throughout the film. I'm going to leave a lot of them for you guys to figure out and stuff, but the big one that I would say is the same noose that was in the film was also spotted in the woods during a scene in the Decibels of Time, I believe, or the Mirror Man. I believe it is in one of them films. Now the whole Mirror Man saga just sort of mushes into one because I'm working on the new stuff. How's the writing / pre-production process? It was pretty good actually. It went pretty well. I think I managed to write it pretty quickly, and yeah, pretty good. How's the filming process? Filming went really, really well. We shot this in record time. We had limited time to do this, and we just smashed the filming. Editing process, yeah, again, the editing, we squeezed as much into as much time as possible, and it still came out really, really well, so I'm really, really happy. How long did the entire thing take you to make? I'd say a good couple of months. We started probably making this in, God, the writing probably started taking place right after the last big films, so like autumn time I started this, and then, but if you want to say like concept wise, a few years. Any other characters going to other feature in other future films? Yes, the Plague Monster will be back 100%, and for any other characters you will have to watch and find out. Do you think the characters came across on film close to how you've written them? Yeah, I think the characters actually came up perfectly. Like, this is one of them times where I envisioned a character, aka Lucy and the Plague Monster, and they came out perfectly. Like, I could not fault anything with that. What inspired you to create the Plague Monster character? Again, I already said that before. Maester Media. Getting a lot of shout outs in this live Q&A. Do you think this is your best film yet? Yes, 100%. This is 100% my best film yet. Did you enjoy making the trailer for it? Yeah, no, honestly, the trailer is my favorite one that I've done yet. I'm really, really proud of the trailer, actually. As a pretty established filmmaker now, what advice would you give to somebody writing or beginning to, or writing or wanting to begin exploring into making films? Honestly, like, if you're really, really made for this whole industry, and I feel like you're made for it or you're not. with this kind of stuff. Like, you can't really force filmmaking, especially with writing and coming up with ideas. I feel very the same way about this that I feel with YouTubers. For me, personally, ideas always flow to me. I will always, every year, I will always come up with a load of new film ideas, a load of hundreds and hundreds of new video ideas, and I'll just write them down. I'll note them all down in a huge document, and that's basically what I'll start doing. I'll add to the timeline, and you know, like Nat especially will always know about this because I always tell her when I got like new film ideas and stuff. So I'll be just a random day. I'll be like, oh, I came up with this cool film idea. I watched this and I watched this, and I thought this new film idea would be a really really cool thing to add to this. And you know, recently we've started thinking about building something really really big, and it's a new addition to Danby Enterprises, and it's something that's going to be insanely massive and crucial to the future of our films. And so I'm really really looking forward to really going into that, but now is very far off the time from doing that. But yeah, no advice. If you get loads and loads of ideas, write them down and do them. Like 100%. Like, the best way to learn about making films is to actually make films. And now, this may sound really, really straightforward, but it's genuinely the truth. Like, the best way you're going to learn how to shoot a film, edit a film, is by actually making films. Like, you're not going to learn this kind of stuff by sitting in a room getting taught by somebody. You're not going to learn this stuff by watching other people do it. You're going to learn it by actually getting out there and making films. Whether even like short films and stuff. Like, short films don't take massively long to make. Like, you can make a short film in a month. You know, like, from writing process to filming to editing, you can do that in a month. And quite easily as well. You can do that in a month, do trailers for it, etc. Maybe 2 months if you want to do a whole marketing campaign for it and stuff like that. But that is the best way to really get into it, you know? Do you think you've topped your previous feature film with the Plague one? Yeah, 100%. The Plague one is much better than the Decibels of Time. I'm like, not even for like the Decibels of Time was really good because of the practical effects side of things. This is really good from the storyline of things. I really liked how the storyline came out with this. Were there any difficulties when making the film, and how did you move past them? So, main difficulties were just the whole schedule. We were on a very, very tight schedule. We made this film in a couple of months. Like, from production to editing, it was very, very tough. It was a very, very tough grind. We couldn't have, but we did it perfectly well. We did it really well. So, how did you choose the soundtrack for it? So I came across the original Plague Loop soundtrack, which is the all well known and loved song which plays in the credits of the film, which is basically I think it's called Erosion, and it's a really really nice song. And one day I was thinking about licensing some music for this film, and I wanted to really really license a song. I wanted it to be cool. So I ended up getting a MusicBed subscription, and I was scrolling through all the stuff. I was scrolling through horror stuff, and came across this song. Fell in love with it, and it's in the film today. So, and will the soundtrack stay consistent for the rest of the Plague Loop films? Yeah, 100%. Soundtrack will be consistent throughout all the films, and all the music used in the actual Plague Loop films will stay pretty consistent throughout the films too. It's a lot of horror stuff. And the final word, Just want to say this film was amazing. I'm so happy that you gave me this opportunity to play Lucy, and who I absolutely love, and you did an amazing job. I'd say as always that you actually massively stepped it up this time, which seemed impossible, but you got to begin with. So it just shows that you got absolutely no limits. That is true, very true. We have absolutely no limits with this. We are just... The aim is to make every film that much better and just climb higher and higher and higher and just make better and better and better films. Like, that is the main goal with this. So no limits with you, and I can't wait to see where you take this whole thing and where it takes you. You deserve nothing but success from Nat. So that's one actually from Nat. So that's quite cool. Thank you, Nat. I appreciate that. And we have one final question, which isn't actually to do with it, but it's the final question is, what moment made you realise that you wanted to be a filmmaker / content creator? Now this is actually quite relevant because of the film, but I've always known that I wanted to do film stuff from when I was very, very young. I always took a real big interest in films, and one thing that always really, really intrigued me as well was watching the behind the scenes, how they actually made the films. So that was very, very intriguing to me. Just seeing like how they made the films, and I was like, you know what, I could do that myself. I could really do that myself. So I ended up going out there and doing it myself. So there we go. That's how I actually got into filmmaking and stuff. Let's see. Good choices, thing. Yeah, no, that was always a really, really good choice for the song, I believe you're saying about. But yeah, no, that's basically the end of that section. If you got any more questions or anything you want to say, go ahead and put it in the chat right now. I'm going to be reading chat a little bit, but also going to be talking about the upcoming projects this year. I'm actually not going to go into stuff next year because we have a lot more time in between. I think I underestimated. We're only in February. We still have a long way to go this year. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop the projects coming this year. Now, I'm not going to name all the projects, number one, because I can't name all the projects. I genuinely have that many projects that I genuinely can't name them. But, basically, what was I going to say? So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and run you through some of the projects that are coming very, very soon. So we're going to be starting in about 3 or 4 weeks' time. We're going to have the short film Infested. That is going to be coming out very, very soon. The trailer is already out on YouTube. You can go ahead and watch that right now. And the film will be coming out. It's a short film. It'll probably be about 10 minutes long. Somewhere around that time. A little bit over 10 minutes long, maybe. Depends. But yeah, that short film will be coming out very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. And then we will have The Plague Loop 2. Now that is going to be coming out early summer. So we're looking at late spring, early summer 2023. So mark your calendars. Next big feature film is coming out in the early summer time. Is all I can say about that film. So next we're going to have 3 more short films. So these short films will be coming out towards the mid to end of summer to the autumn time. And then we're going to have The Plague Loop 3. Yes, there's a Plague Loop 3. And that film will be coming out in December, I believe. Don't quote me on this, but I believe it will be coming out December 2023. And that is all of the films that will be coming out this year. And everything that's basically coming out this year. So, we do have a load of other cool projects coming out this year, but I'm not going to say anything about them because it's all very, very top secret, and I just really can't announce anything right now because we're still very, very early days. But yeah, no, that's the projects that I can announce this year. All of the films. There will be a couple of other extra short films in there. We have like Project XXX, and that is like a whole short film sort of. That's his own universe in itself. So, basically, we're gonna have a sequel to that coming out this year. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we're gonna have a sequel coming out this year. So yeah, stay tuned for that, I guess. And anything else that comes out this year. But no, obviously now is the best time to subscribe to the channel. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of this live Q&A. Any final questions, whack them in the live chat. I'm gonna go ahead and answer them if I see them before the end of this live stream. But yeah, I'm going to pretty much signing off this live stream right now. So yeah, I want to say thank you everyone who's watching this live stream right now, everyone who's watching it live, everyone who's watching it on the repeat. I want to say thank you guys so much for watching this live stream. Thank you to everyone who's been supportive of the Plague Loop 1, everyone who's liked the film, everyone who's liked the trailer. I have a huge thank you to say to you guys because I've been seeing the love on the films, and I've been really seeing about I've been seeing you guys enjoying it a lot, and I think it's very different of a film. We have a film where I'm not the main character, and I'm not taking the lead role. We obviously had Nat, who took the lead role in this film, so obviously she's playing a lead character, and that was very different for me. And I've got to have a lot of trust in my main character because like they're the focus of the film, so I've got to have a lot of trust that she could pull it off. But I 100% thought that she'd 100% be able to pull this off, and she did. So that's a cool thing. But no, we've got basically a couple more films this year, short films, and then the big feature film to end off this year too. So yeah, that's pretty much all the updates and all the questions. Thank you guys so much for watching this live stream. Thank you for watching this live Q&A. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Also remember, if you want to help out this channel a little bit more, you can become a channel member, or you can drop a super thanks down below on the videos. Want to help out, etc. But no, thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy, and peace.